Well, it's November, autumn is well and truly underway, so we're going to have a look at what's going on at the allotment. We're going to have a look. November's the month, we're in autumn proper now. It's time to think about what we've got in the ground in terms of remaining crops that we can either harvest now in one go or keep them stored over winter. Not really much that we can do that on our plot this year. We've probably got potatoes that we can kind of do that with, carrots if we chose to, parsnips, maybe put them in boxes of sand or dry compost. One of the advantage of that is that you've not got things in the ground. You can really get a good dig over, get rid of all some more perennial weeds like dandelions and couch grass and all the mare's tail and all the rest of it, or cover it with compost. You're not having to try and work around the crops that you've got left in with the compost. But maybe think about either clearing it or keeping some things going over. I think we'll probably keep some things, choose a few beds that we'll try and compost and manure this year if we can get a few bags of that together. Hard landscaping projects are always a good thing to try and think about over the autumn period. Shed repairs, path maintenance, little projects like water butts, things like that. Try and decrease your dependency on the mains water for watering next year. We did have a sort of water butt project on the go on the shed, but just because the shed roof was a mess and didn't quite have the right connectors and things, it's not quite worked out this year. But got my eye on a blue mango barrel on the new half plot, which will I think utilise for the purposes of a water butt on the main plot this year, so we'll try and get that sorted out. So just a quick overview of the heritage side of the plot. We shall move over to the new half plot in springtime. Everything is, apart from the salsify, pretty much just needs tidying up now and taking out. Try and get this all tidied up before close of the year. And then we've got this section, which is the new sort of trial of the compost in place. As you can see, the courgettes have finally given up the ghost. We'll chuck those on, reclaim the nutrients back. What I'm thinking today is okay. We'll throw some grass clippings on as well and some more woody stuff, but what we're going to do is we're going to try and get some pallets, and we're going to box off this as a 1 metre by 1 metre self-contained bay, pile it as high as we can, and leave it for this year. And we'll probably spread the compost further down that part of the row. I'm trying to think also of maybe demarking the plot into sort of 1 metre wide sort of bays. I'm not quite decided on what kind of path material to use. We have had sections of this landscape fabric down before. We might try that again. It's quite cheap and cheerful, but also quite tempted by, we're struggling to get anything like wood chip here, but we'll maybe think about maybe some straw, compostable material that can go back into the ground if we can. Here we've had the sort of interplanted leeks and carrots going on. As you see, I did a YouTube short just the other day with the couple of carrots we managed to pull up, which were pretty mammoth. We've got a few volunteer, what look like broad beans in here for some reason. Don't know where they've come from, but we can tidy up and harvest as we go along these crops into autumn and into winter. So that's the carrots and leeks. Leeks have done nothing, really no bigger than spring onions really. That row completely rotted out. Whatever had a go of those between those two rows of carrots was a waste of time. A few have survived over on this side, but they'll no doubt just go straight to seed next year. But worth a try. Carrots have had a few sort of carrot fly attacks. but you can kind of work around those when preparing them, cleaning them up. But no, they're quite tasty, so we've enjoyed those carrots, and see if we can carry on through the rest of winter. In this bed here, we've had a couple of rows of, this side was Cima-di-Rappa, about halfway, one particular type, and then another type that half. This side germinated really well. As you can see, it's quite an interesting sort of broccoli-y kind of head. The trouble is that you really should harvest them quick, probably when they're sort of this size here, and harvest lots of them, because they really have gone to seed, and I can't believe these have gone to seed in autumn. That's a nice little head there, maybe just before it breaks into flower. We're going to try and dehead these and try and see if we can get some more coming from further down, because the plants are bulking out a bit. You get some nice sort of sprout tops there, so they're quite an interesting crop. Yep, here we've got the turnips. Lots of little baby turnips. They've all germinated really well. They'll stand for a while. I'll keep those going. Down here we've had a few purple top Milan germinate, but not many. Don't think they've done as well in the cold climate as the snowball have down there. You know, they're looking really good for over into autumn and into winter. Here, then again, we've had a nice little tidy up and planted in 2 whole rows of elephant garlic all the way down there from our saved bulbs this year. So very happy to have got probably 3 or 4 times the amount that we were planted in last year, just from that first year. So hoping, fingers crossed, that we get a nice lot of elephant garlic out of that. Not very much to see there, obviously, at the minute. This section, we're going to tidy this. We're thinking of the brassicas maybe over winter, but I'm sorry to say that the caterpillars have had a lot of the house in terms of the seedlings. So what we'll do, we had onions in that section with garlic for the first time last year. There was a couple of little red ones left there, actually. So we'll move along this section this year. We'll have the onions. So we're going to put all the overwintered onion sets in this section here, some garlic down that side, next to the elephant garlic here. So we'll get those in before the end of this month. And then I suppose just for the rest of the plot, it's just trying to work out where to put things. We did have potatoes in this section this year, and I think what we'll probably do is, if we don't put some on the new plot, then I think this middle section here, when we clear it out, that'll be our new potato section next year. So that's pretty much, obviously things slowing down now, tidying up, hard landscaping projects on the go with the shed maintenance. That's starting to slow down now this year. Obviously got some of the main crop. I have taken some of the main crop potatoes out of this section at the far end, and they were pretty good. Cara and Sarpo Mira. Not a great haul. Really could have done put them in earlier. But we've got about sort of 5 or 6 tubers per plant, so yeah, sort of 5 times your return on your investment. So not a wholesale disaster. Well, here we have the parsnips. Again, more than happy to just let these keep on going. Quite a nice stand of parsnips, that. have to forgive the leftover rockets. That's something you don't expect as a harvest on an allotment site, but obviously given it's a nice open, open area, open ground, you tend to get a lot of rockets come down here. Yeah, so that's the parsnips there. Doing well. Not quite as big as I've seen some people's, but not a bad little harvest. And then here we've got beetroot boldor. Just some little, they're just still standing. There, look, really nice little plants there. That's the leftovers from where the sweet corn were. They're a bit mealy for me, not entirely sweet. I think they were a heritage sort of glass corn variety, multicoloured, quite a mealy sort of taste to them. So I would have hoped to have left them to dry on the plant, but it's too wet here to do that, so that didn't really work. But no, we've got a few these nice yellow beetroot, they're really sweet. Yeah. I managed to find also some swede that I planted, but they're tiny. I don't think anything will happen with those. Try and keep on top of the weeds, maybe give it a hoe over, pick out some of the bigger ones. Yeah, over here we've got the chard. Did another shorts video the other day with these. They're really good. They're standing well. If they go to bot, then we've got these perpetual spinach down there, which will carry on as well. All looking nice. Yeah, so good little stand of spinach to keep us going with greens. And here was the brassica bed. I am very happy to report I have finally weeded that section. And what we've managed to find, 2 of the heritage kale plants in between them. So given those a fertilise with the sort of Jadam fertiliser liquid, and we're going to keep these going, I think, over winter. So we've got these all covered off, and keep them away from the pigeons because they will have an absolute field day, no pun intended, with those. We also found some kohlrabi. Now these were put in ages ago, so I suspect these will go to seed, but again, I'm happy to just keep these fed, keep them covered, and if we get a couple of little ones, I'll be happy. So let's go and have a look at the shed, which we've managed to get an upgrade. You've seen some bits inside, it's a right old state, but we managed to get new felt on the roof and a window upgrade. Look at this. This has got to be the only double glazed shed on the plots. Managed to salvage 2 double glazed windows which were behind the shed for umpteen years. The frames had rotted away, but we've managed to get them offered up, and it almost just covers the entire length of the shed. We've got them set up quite nicely, retained underneath the roof, middle held in place with that baton, and there you go, a semi-secure shed. We'll get all the felt properly, tied down and everything. That was an offcut from sheds at home, but that's doing the trick. That finally we've got a dry roof. I'm very happy with that window upgrade. We'll be taking bookings on Airbnb soon. Job's a good one. But no, it's a good time to be thinking about all the hard landscaping projects and maintenance, and fertilising the soil for next year. And things will slow down, except for a few projects like putting in onions and garlic and stuff. But we'll keep the monthly progress reports going and see how things are. Well, thanks for watching Beans, Brews and Bread from a very rainy plot in November. If you've liked what you've seen, then it'd be grateful if you give it a thumbs up. Thumbs up, probably one of the best ways of showing appreciation for the channel at the moment, in terms of the algorithm and helping getting it shared a little wider amongst the YouTube community. If you've got any comments or suggestions, or just want to tell us about what you've got planned for your gardens this month, then always type away in the comments below. If you'd like to be notified of the next time we've got a plot tour or any other content on the channel, then you can always press the subscribe button and the bell, and you can get a little ping when we put something up next time. Thanks for coming along this month. We'll see you again next time. Cheers. Bye.